How to be an American. If you're not living in the United States of America, you've likely met an American before. Americans are everywhere in the world. Even if you've had personal contact with one of them, American influence is certainly around you, as it's in everything. Therefore, you may have noticed certain unique traits about Americans. Apart from the lifestyles and accents, something somehow will show within minutes that you're with an American. If you want to be an American, it goes beyond the possession of an American passport. You have to be one both formally and informally. It's a combination of everything and everybody. This video itemizes 12 attributes that show you how to be an American and proudly say, I am an American. 1. Dressing style. Americans' dressing style is kind of addictive. They won't leave the house without wearing sweats, leggings, gym shorts, and yoga pants. An American can be easily identified if found among thousands of people from different countries and races. They dress not only to feel comfortable, but also to be aesthetically pleasing to whomever they rub shoulders with. We don't love to emphasize this, but it's the truth. Americans won't dress up always. If you like, call it casual. If they dress up, there's something important going on. It appears that the more revealing the clothes, the more comfortable they get. 2. Tipping culture. Tipping is one of the common identifying marks of Americans. It's just in their nature as a people. Americans won't leave the hotel until they leave a tip of sometimes up to 10% to 20%. If for any reason an American is unable to give any tips, he'll feel bad about it and carry the burden of guilt all day long. Even in hotels and restaurants in countries where the tip isn't considered a big deal, they will still give tips to those attending to them. A tip is considered a must in the US if you're okay with the service. Sometimes if an American leaves without tipping, it's interpreted as a sign of dissatisfaction with the service. Thus, to identify an American in a tourist area, watch out for he who always gives tips. 3. Overestimating Starbucks. Even if you offer the world's best and tastiest coffee, Americans still like to grab a coffee from Starbucks. It's been observed that they've likely overestimated Starbucks. Whatever offers come from other sources, they won't stop grabbing from Starbucks. If you're with someone who hints at the feeling that there's no substitute for Starbucks, you're likely dealing with an American. And if you want to be an American, start grabbing from Starbucks and form a longing for, or should we say, addiction to its desserts. Don't forget to hail, herald, or acclaim whatever it serves you, regardless of how delicious the stuff is. 4. Icing Everything. When you place any beverage or drink on someone's table and you see him reaching out for ice, keep tabs on him. He's most likely an American. Americans will drink everything, only with ice. They put it in their water, soda, juice, or any drink or whatever is in the cup. Even at home, you can see them adding ice to their drinks. This can explain the reason for the obsession with Starbucks just mentioned. That's the only place where they can enjoy a cup of ice with a hot latte. Bro, if you want to be an American, before every drink just add iced. No pretense. It's a way to announce to everyone that the American spirit is now in your soul. 5. Talking too loud. Well, this sign isn't for all Americans. But if you closely watch them speaking, one clear sign that you can fail to admire is that Americans are endowed with oratory excellence. No, that doesn't make every American an orator or eloquent speaker. It's just that most Americans will talk loudly, enough to attract attention, even though it's in public. If they're going on a vacation abroad, their loud conversation can make the center of the attraction. Conscious of how initially embarrassing this can be, when some Americans visit other countries, they start practicing talking slowly. Once they're in good company with acquaintances or are back in their motherland, they get back to the routine. It's just in them. They are expressive people, unlike reserved Britons. 6. Credit card for every purpose. Have you noticed that Americans go about with credit cards whether they're shopping or not? Granted, this is no longer unique to Americans. It's just that the American people appear to have an aversion to their bills. Thus, their purse and bag don't carry cash anymore. To the average American, it's weird to have so many notes when they can spend the whole year without touching or even seeing $100. They have different cards for every necessity. It'll be shocking to Americans if any store in America doesn't honor their card. For just about any transaction, there's a card or contactless payment to facilitate the settlement of bills. 7. All about baseball. One of the favorite sports of Americans is baseball. It's even more popular than soccer and tennis. Whether they know it or not, Americans are baseball fans. Most people have been brought up to enjoy the sport. Baseball thus makes them genuinely connect with their history. Apart from history, baseball also unifies the family. The only or the first sport most American kids of all backgrounds grew up to know is baseball. Therefore, nothing can make them happier than visiting the ballpark on a summer night and enjoying a hot dog and beer. 8. Shopping for brands. Have you ever noticed the Americans' furor for brand shopping? They're interested in the brand every time. They can purchase the same product, but of different brands, just to satisfy their shopping pleasure in some cases. This leaves them with so many options, be it laundry items, snacks, or even entertainment channels. Expats have observed that they do this to avoid getting easily bored with what is available, so they're looking for the infinite option. Now, if you're someone not satisfied with the simplest of choices and always looking for more options, apart from Starbucks, you could be an American. 9. Lots of smiles. Americans smile a lot and expect the same in return. They always carry a bright smile on their faces. Even if they say hello, you can notice a big smile on their face. Maybe they don't cultivate the habit. They are likely born with it. Even talking to strangers, they wear a comfortable smile. They expect the person they're greeting to reciprocate the gesture. As Americans exchange smiles with pleasantries, these many times turn a bad day into good for many people. 10. They believe they stand out. Most Americans believe in their uniqueness as people from God's own country. To the average American, the whole world doesn't operate like him. You can be an American if you believe that the rest of the world doesn't operate like you. You're in for the shock of your life if you're not liberal with your expectation of facilities and technology. Americans easily get frustrated if the country is technologically backward. That reinforces the idea that America stands out. They may even act strange when people ignore them for asking for directions. 11. Always punctual. Hope tardiness isn't part of your ingrained habits. Otherwise, you may need to renounce your American citizenship or stop the process if it hasn't been granted. One of the most notable things about Americans is that they'll always be punctual. Americans impute several bad motives to anyone who isn't punctual. Does he feel more important than others? Does he assume that those arriving earlier are idle and jobless? Since everyone knows this, they work with American time in making appointments. Even in some of the countries where lateness isn't so much frowned upon, people get irked for seeing Americans punctual for meetings and events. In fact, Americans won't reach the place on time. They'll be there 10 or 15 minutes earlier. That's how to be an American. 12. The love of travel. In every country, people love to travel. But for American people, travel means a lot. It plays a serious role for them. They give more importance to traveling than any other people. Thus, if you love to travel to explore all around the world, you're likely an American. They also pay more attention to learning about different cultures. They can't trade their vacation for anything, as their travel journey can be planned for a couple of weeks or months. If an American says no to traveling, you have the right to doubt whether he's a real American. Yet, wherever they go, they feel incomplete until they're back in the States. Now, you've seen how to be an American. Would you love to tell us more signs identifying Americans? Please let's continue this interesting discussion with your comments. They're so appreciated. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, comment, and turn on the notification bell.